Hello everyone, welcome to back. Dr. Alan Mandell here. If you're over 60, there is one silent problem happening inside your body every single year, and most people don't realize it until their strength is already gone. It's called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it begins as early as your 40s. But here's the good news. Research shows that specific natural teas, simple daily herbal infusions, can support muscle strength, mobility, inflammation control, and even better nutrient absorption. For most people over 60, muscle loss doesn't begin with what you can see. It begins deep inside your cells, in a place so small that even high-powered microscopes struggle to capture it. These tiny structures are your mitochondria, the engines of your muscle fibers. And the shocking truth is that after age 40, these engines begin to slow down every single year. By the time you reach your 60s, their power output can drop by nearly 30%. That means every step feels heavier, every climb feels steeper, and your once strong legs begin to betray you. But what scientists have discovered is nothing short of remarkable. A simple natural compound, one found in something as ordinary as a warm cup of tea, can help reignite those engines and support the restoration of muscle strength. And that compound is EGCG, the powerful antioxidant inside green tea. Imagine this, billions of tiny energy factories inside your muscles struggling to keep up with the demands of everyday life. You might think you're just getting older, slower, or stiffer, but in reality, your mitochondria are starving for support. Research published in the Journal of Dietary Biochemistry revealed that EGCG doesn't just protect mitochondria, it stimulates them, helping them create more energy for your muscles to contract with strength and stability. This isn't hype, this is cellular science, the kind that turns weakness into resilience and gives aging muscles a second chance. Green tea has been studied for decades, but what's surprising is how deeply it affects muscle health. One study out of the University of Colorado found that EGCG increases the activity of AMPK, the same pathway activated by exercise. Think about that, a natural plant compound triggering the body's energy switch, the same switch that athletes rely on to push harder, run longer, and recover faster. When this pathway lights up, your muscle cells take in more fuel, burn energy more efficiently, and repair damage more effectively. This is the internal spark older adults desperately need, especially when muscle decline accelerates year after year. But the story gets even more compelling. Another study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that green tea catechins significantly reduce inflammation markers in muscle tissue. Why does this matter? Because chronic inflammation is one of the silent assassins of muscle strength. It slows healing, stiffens joints, weakens tendons, and makes every movement feel like you're dragging your body through mud. By lowering inflammatory cytokines, green tea creates an environment where your muscles can finally breathe, recover, and repair. It's like clearing the smoke from a burning room. Suddenly, everything becomes clearer, cleaner, and safer. And there's more. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, is driven partly by oxidative stress. Over time, free radicals chip away at your muscle fibers like rust eating through steel. EGCG, according to multiple clinical trials, acts as a shield. Not only does it neutralize free radicals, it actually helps stimulate the body's own antioxidant defense systems. This means your muscles aren't just protected externally, they're reinforcing themselves internally. This is biochemical armor built from one of the most powerful plant molecules known to science. Now let's talk about mobility, the ability to walk, bend, climb stairs, and stay independent. In a Japanese study involving older adults, those who consumed green tea regularly had significantly higher mobility scores and better leg strength compared to those who didn't. One of the researchers explained that green tea doesn't just energize the muscles, it supports the nerves controlling those muscles. That's crucial because as we age, nerve signaling slows down. What once felt like smooth, effortless movement becomes stiff, shaky, and unstable. Green tea helps sharpen these communication lines so your muscles can fire correctly and respond with the strength you need. Picture your muscles like a light bulb. When you're young, that bulb shines bright. But as decades pass, the filament weakens, the glow dims, and eventually you're left with a flicker. Green tea doesn't replace the bulb, it strengthens the filament, it helps your body produce energy more efficiently so the light shines stronger again, not by forcing it, but by nourishing it from within. And something extraordinary happens when you pair green tea with vitamin C. A study from Purdue University discovered that adding just a squeeze of lemon or any source of vitamin C can increase EGCG absorption by up to 5 times. 5 times. That means the same cup of tea suddenly becomes 5 times more powerful, 5 times more effective at energizing your muscles, and 5 times more capable of supporting your mitochondria. It's such a simple habit, yet it delivers exponential benefits. But green tea's influence doesn't stop with the muscles. It affects metabolism, a system that slows sharply after 60. When your metabolism drops, your body stores more fat and produces less energy. That leads to fatigue, metabolic sluggishness, and a feeling of heaviness that makes movement harder. EGCG has been shown to increase metabolic rate and fat oxidation, giving your body a gentle but meaningful push. You're not just drinking a tea, you're recalibrating your internal engine. What's truly inspiring is how accessible this power is. It's not a pill, not a complicated program, not an expensive treatment. It's a cup of warm, soothing tea that you can prepare in less than 2 minutes. And the effects compound when used daily. Over time, your muscles begin to feel alive again. Your steps become more confident. Your balance improves. Your endurance rises. You begin to reclaim the strength that aging has tried to steal. Many older adults believe that muscle loss is irreversible, that weakness is simply a part of getting older. But science tells a different story. Muscle cells can regenerate, mitochondria can grow, energy pathways can be reactivated, and green tea, backed by decades of clinical research, is one of the simplest ways to support these changes. When you hold a warm cup of green tea in your hands, you're holding centuries of healing tradition refined through modern science. You're giving your body molecules that whisper instructions to your cells: repair, strengthen, energize, protect, and little by little, sip by sip, day by day, your muscles begin responding. This isn't about looking younger. It's about feeling stronger. It's about walking with power. It's about staying independent, mobile, and vibrant. And it begins with supporting the engines inside your cells. The engine's green tea helps fire back to life. When you cross the age of 60, something begins to happen inside your body that most people never notice. It doesn't show up on your skin. It doesn't make noise. It doesn't announce itself, but slowly, silently, day after day, inflammation begins to rise. And this isn't the kind of inflammation you feel after twisting your ankle or bumping your arm. This is the deep, chronic cellular inflammation that settles into your joints, your muscles, and your connective tissues, dragging down your mobility, stiffening your steps, and accelerating the muscle loss you're already fighting against. Scientists call it inflammaging, and it is one of the most destructive forces acting against older adults today. But in the middle of this storm, there is one natural root that has been used for thousands of years, and modern science is finally catching up to its extraordinary power. That root is ginger. Ginger doesn't work the way ordinary foods do. It contains rare compounds called gingerols and shogaols that interact with the body on a biochemical level so intense that researchers describe it as anti-inflammatory medicine in plant form. When these compounds enter your bloodstream, they begin shutting down the very cytokines that drive joint swelling, muscle soreness, sluggish recovery, and the stiffness that makes everyday movement feel like a physical battle. This isn't gentle, this is potent. In fact, a study in the journal Arthritis and Rheumatism found that ginger was as effective as some anti-inflammatory drugs without the side effects. That alone should make any person over 60 pay attention. Imagine waking up in the morning, your feet touch the floor and you feel that familiar stiffness in your knees, your legs hesitate, your lower back protests, your joints feel thick, rusty, unwilling to move. But what most people don't realize is that behind every ache is inflammation slowly damaging muscle cells and connective tissue. And the more inflammation you carry, the faster your muscles shrink. That's right. Chronic inflammation accelerates sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that robs older adults of strength, balance, and independence. Ginger directly targets the biochemical pathways behind this decline, reducing those inflammatory markers that silently eat away at muscle fibers. But the story doesn't end with inflammation. Ginger also affects something equally critical, blood circulation. As you age, circulation naturally slows. That means your muscles receive less oxygen, less nutrition, and fewer of the raw materials they need to repair and rebuild. Poor circulation is one of the hidden reasons older adults lose muscle faster, feel fatigued sooner, and struggle with slow recovery. But ginger changes this. A study from the University of Maryland found that ginger improves peripheral blood flow, widening blood vessels and increasing the delivery of oxygen-rich blood to muscle tissue. When circulation improves, muscles finally get the fuel they've been missing. Suddenly, healing becomes easier, recovery becomes faster, movement becomes lighter. And then there's digestion, one of the most overlooked keys to muscle health. Most people think muscle loss only comes from lack of exercise or aging, but the gut plays a massive role. If your digestive system isn't breaking down proteins well, your muscles never receive the amino acids they need to stay strong. Older adults absorb less protein than younger people, a scientifically proven fact. But ginger supports digestion on multiple levels. It stimulates digestive enzymes, enhances stomach emptying, and reduces gut inflammation. In a 2019 study, participants who consumed ginger with meals had significantly better protein absorption. That means every piece of chicken, every egg, every bean becomes more valuable to your muscles simply because ginger unlocked the nutrients trapped inside them. When inflammation goes down, circulation goes up, and digestion improves, muscles finally have what they need to rebuild. But ginger doesn't stop there. It also influences pain. Chronic discomfort makes older adults move less, and the less you move, the faster muscle loss accelerates. But ginger's natural analgesic properties help reduce muscle soreness and joint pain, giving your body the freedom to stay active. And activity, even small activity, is the spark that ignites muscle regeneration. There's a powerful study from Thailand where researchers gave older adults ginger extract for 8 weeks. The results were astonishing. Participants had better walking speed, improved knee function, and significantly lower inflammation markers. Another study found that ginger reduced muscle pain by 25% after exercise, simply because it helped reduce microscopic muscle damage. Think about that. A simple route helping older adults move with less pain and recover with more strength. But one of the most remarkable effects of ginger is how it interacts with insulin and blood sugar. Most people don't realize that unstable blood sugar destroys muscle. When blood sugar spikes, inflammation rises. When it crashes, energy drops, and the muscles can't function efficiently. Ginger helps stabilize glucose, improving insulin sensitivity and reducing the spikes that damage muscle tissue. Balanced blood sugar means more energy, more stable strength, and better overall muscle performance throughout the day. Now imagine turning this ancient root into a warm, soothing tea that floods your system with these healing compounds. When you boil fresh ginger, the gingerols and shogaols dissolve into the water, creating a concentrated infusion the body absorbs quickly. Every sip begins interacting with your cells, reducing inflammation, improving blood flow, aiding digestion, easing discomfort, and supporting muscle recovery. Ginger tea isn't just a beverage, it's therapy disguised as a drink. Picture an older adult drinking a cup after lunch. As the warm liquid flows through their body, digestion improves, post-meal inflammation drops, circulation rises, and within hours their muscles are receiving more nutrients than before. Consistency is the secret. Day after day, ginger begins reversing the conditions that break down muscle. It's not a miracle, it's biology. It's the body responding to a compound designed by nature to heal. And if you combine ginger with turmeric and a pinch of black pepper, the effects multiply dramatically. Curcumin in turmeric reduces inflammation even further, while piperine in black pepper increases absorption of both ginger and turmeric. It's a synergy that scientists widely recognize and one that directly supports the aging body. Ginger tea becomes a weapon, a simple, powerful daily ritual that helps you reclaim strength, reduce stiffness, and move with the kind of confidence inflammation once stole from you. It gives you back control. It gives you back mobility. It gives you back the ability to walk with power, climb with ease, and live with strength. This is more than tea. This is nature fighting for you cup by cup.